When we have meetings again in July and launch the company, we'll have 200 to 300 representatives the day we open the company. We'll take those 200 or 300 reps, each teach them how to get 15 to 20 customers, and the company will have 10,000 customers in no time here in Maryland. Does that make sense to you guys? Now, who wants to override it? Because that's just the beginning. I'm talking about like the first 30 days stuff. I'm not talking about where it is 3 years from now, or 4 years from now, or 5 years from now. You know, we have over 1 million possible customers here in Baltimore and Maryland alone when we compete against BG&E. Or the exact number is over 600,000, you know, you're just to the gas side, right? You're just to the gas side. How about the electric? It's phenomenal to see what's going on. So when these guys started, they started Ohio. Why? Was that a strategical place to start? No, that's where they live. If you live somewhere, would you put your office there? No, I'm going to live in Baltimore, but I'll start in Texas. You know, it doesn't make sense. So they had nothing strategical there, and it made sense. You know, in my former company, we were involved in gas and electric many years ago, and that's part of the story today. Because when the industry first deregulated almost 10 years ago, consumers were not ready for deregulation of gas and electric. From a consumer, you know, it's like here, just me as a customer, BG&E is like the sacred cow. You don't mess with BG&E. If something happened to my house, that's who comes and fixes it. You know, if my pipe's leaking, that's who comes and takes care of it. If my house is on, there's an electrical fire, they'll come out. My goodness, if I left them, they won't come anymore. Wrong. It's still their pipe. It's still their wire. They want to keep their pipe. They want to keep their wire. They don't care who puts the gas in the pipe. They don't care who puts the electric in the wire. It's still their service. They still get paid. Matter of fact, how many of you recognize that your gas and electric bills over the last several months? There's been literature inside your gas and electric bill about other companies. BG&E is telling you it's okay to go with this other company. My last bill had Dominion in there. I knew nothing about Dominion. But now they're telling me not only is Dominion an alternative supplier, they're cheaper than BG&E. BG&E is helping customers leave them. See, it's hard for us to understand that. Like, why would they do that? Because they still get paid either way. And they'd rather be able to decide just takes care of that pipe and the wire than decide it buys the gas and the electric. It's more cost productive for them to do that. But why is it a great time for us to get involved? Because the consumer has been educated for the last several years. They've been getting literature. There was television commercials. There was radio endorsements. There was pamphlets and flyers. The consumer is now educated. You know what? They won't have any problem trying another service. They won't have any problem trying it all. We think the market is prime, absolutely prime to be taken right now. And it's $1 trillion. Only 8% of the customers have actually left monopoly nationwide. That means we have over a $900 billion opportunity. Is that opportunity? See, then you take the combination of gas and electric. What's going on with the economy the last 3 years? Have we been in a recession? There are more people looking for alternative ways to make money than ever before. There are more people who lost their jobs, more people who got downsized, more people who have been transferred. People are open to possibilities. Combine the gas and electric industry with the recession, and to me, you got the mother lode. That's what's about to happen. Those people in Ohio who started this have no idea what they started. They're just lucky it started there. And the idea is that because every state they go into, now people in Ohio are calling people in Maryland going, you know, you want to take a look at this thing. But we're only one state behind the way I look at it. Maryland's going to open up because what's next is New York. Behind that is Texas. Behind that is Atlanta. Behind that is California. Many states to come, and Mr. Mintz is going to talk about that in a little bit. But the fact is, we're just getting started. Do you think it's significant to get in early? Yes. Or would you rather get into something 30 years later? 20 years later? Anybody been called by Amway lately? But, would you like to have been there the day they opened? People say to me sometimes, they'll say, hey, is this like Amway? I say, I sure hope so. You know why? Amway's an $8.5 billion company, worldwide conglomerate. If I can get involved in UCI at the very doorstep and write it, we just hit our first $1 million in less than 6 months. $1 million in less than 6 months. This company's, you know, if we can ride this to $1 billion or $2 billion or $3 billion or $4 billion, you say I was there at the very beginning. What here? I can't take this away from you. You are now, right now, in the very first meeting in the state of Maryland for UCI. Now, I guarantee you, 3 years from now, we're in rooms with 10,000 people down at the arena, and you can say, well, I was at the very first meeting at UCI. I was there. You know, you got to be a visionary. You got to see what it's all about, and you're going to see a little bit about this as the compensation plan goes, what it's all about. So the opportunity we kind of covers ground floor. Ground floor means everything. Home-based business means a lot. The idea of working from home. You know, I can do this. I work a full-time job. I'm a part-time UCI rep right now. Now, what does that mean? I'm willing to give 8 to 10 hours a week to build this business and take care of my family in a way that my job never could. Jobs still seem, no matter how much you make, most jobs, J-O-B, just means just over broke. You guys understand that? You know, the fact is that I have a great job. My intention when I got involved here was not to leave it. It took a while to build it to make it that great. And they paid